All right, you are looking live. It's sold out MetLife Stadium where today the 16-0 New York Giants and playoff-bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Philadelphia Eagles. And why are the Philadelphia Eagles 0-16? Because they suck. They lost the Super Bowl because they suck. The Philadelphia Eagles suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all is going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. If anybody's going to spend any time watching a replay of this, once again, thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I greatly appreciate it. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. Anybody got anything to say? Please feel free. Fire away. Throw in the chat box. I usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So if I see something in there, as soon as I see it, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. So please feel free. Fire away. Plus, also, instead of me just rambling on for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever, just, it's nice to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free. Fire away. Before we get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, the top link in the description box below, takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second membership level is called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So if anybody out there wants to help support my channel, it would mean the world to me. I thank you in advance. If you are subscribed to my channel, once again, thank you. If you're not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way, next time I go live and put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. It means the world to me. Thank you. And then finally, also in the description box below, there's 2 Facebook links. The top one takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants. It's the Gridiron. All right. What do we got? We have just went over 3,200 members. We've been holding at 3,100 for a little while there, but we just got over 3,200 members. It's 7 days a week. I'm putting stuff in there every day. Usually, pretty much. After I get done the video here, all right, I'm going to spend probably the next 2 hours or so putting stuff in the Facebook group and the Facebook page, which I'm going to go over in a minute, I said, I try to get at least maybe 10 posts or so in here every day, right? I said, whether it's a video, a post, a picture, something making fun of the Eagles, that's my absolute favorite. There's something here, Dave Chappelle making fun of the Eagles. I love it. All kinds of stuff in here. So it's usually up to at least 10 things a day. And then now, if you become a member, not only do I put stuff in here, but the members put stuff in here as well too. So there's a ton of stuff going to the group every day. And then also the second Facebook link takes you to my Facebook. It's a page. It's called the New York Giants Gridiron, but it's a page. Now, so basically, everything's called the New York Giants, pretty much the Gridiron. My YouTube channel, my Facebook group, and Facebook page. That way, a moron like me, I can remember. I don't have to, start thinking, what's the group called? What's the page? It's all called the same thing. We have over 1,200 people who like the page, and we have over 4,600 people who are following it. All right, the page is doing very, very well. But it's the same thing. Every day. And I said, once I'm done with my video here, I'll spend up to 2 hours, maybe even more sometimes, just putting stuff in the group and in a page. One of the things I put last night was I put a video, 1999 Michael Strahan. Christian Peter comes in. It's an overtime, 17-17. The Giants and Eagles are tied. It's a Veterans Stadium. I believe it was on Halloween, October 31st, 1999. Well, there's about 5 minutes or so gone. 4 and 5 minutes goes in overtime. It's third down. The Eagles drop back to pass. Doug Peterson, the coach of the Jaguars, drops back to pass, throws the ball, or tries to throw. Christian Peters, I believe it is. Christian Peter puts his hand up, deflects the ball up in the air, Michael Strahan catches it and rumbles 44 yards back for the game-winning touchdown in Philadelphia. So it kind of rips the hearts out of the Eagles fans. So I mean, that was I remember seeing that one on TV. So that was really, really exciting. But I said, so I put stuff like that in there every day. There's just a ton of stuff going in here. As I said, obviously trying to make fun of the Eagles is one of my favorite things, but there's all kinds of stuff going in there every day. And I don't commingle. So basically, whatever stuff I put in the group, I don't put in the page. Whenever I put in the page, I don't put in the group. So it's all different kind of stuff. Okay. So if you go to the page and you like it and you follow it and you go to the group and you become a member, you get between the two, you get a ton of New York Giants information every day. And like I say in every video, if you go to the page, you like it, you follow it, you go to the group and you become a member. If you're not 100% satisfied, you get your money back guaranteed. All right. Well, all that stuff said and done, out of the way with. All right. Well, finally I got 352,000 tabs open up here. All right. So here we go. So I don't want to get screwed up here. Sexy Dexy. Okay. His contract. Okay. Now it's really good because he was supposed to make, I believe it was like a little over 12 million. With 66, it was, I guess, about 55. $5.5 million, I guess it came down because that was cap hit is about 6.6 million instead of 12.1. Okay, so we saved about $5.5 million, which is huge. Okay, obviously it's going to start escalating as the years go by, but unfortunately that's the way it is. You want to try to bring the cap hit down this year, and I guess worry about the money later on. Same thing kind of like with Daniel Jones. His cap hit this year is only 21.7. Next year it's 45 million. Next year between Sexy Dexy. Well, let's look at this here. Next year, the Giants have what? Giants have about 5.7 million in cap space. Okay, as of right now. Of course, they haven't signed, their top three draft picks. So that's going to take a little hit off of that there. But so what do we got? Yeah. Dexter Lawrence is almost $22 million next year. And then you got Daniel Jones is at 45. So between, what do we got? 22. We got $67 million between the two. Now the one thing is that it's simply amazing, absolutely simply amazing. The Eagle fans, I see all in these groups and stuff like that. They put up these things. It's like Daniel Jones's salary cap hit next year is $45 million, and I forget what Jalen Hurts is, but it's like 12 or 13 million, something really, really low. And they're like making fun of Giant fans, because Jalen Hurts' salary caps, then the Giants, Daniel Jones' salary cap that hit the next year is big too as well. And once again, Jalen Hurts is low. Okay. But it's absolutely just comical just how bunch of pack of frickin' morons the Eagle fans are. The Giants can get out after 2 years. Okay. Basically after 2 years, almost all his guaranteed money is paid up. Okay. Regardless of how they structure this or restructure that or whatever, they owe that guy, was that like $190 million, $190 million guaranteed. Okay. That they owe that. So if the guy gets hurt or whatever, and they want to try to move on from him or something, or whatever, they owe that guy that money. It doesn't matter how it's, then they're, Jalen Hurts is like, is that, was it 2027 and 2028? It's like salary cap hit is almost like $80 million a year, something like that. And then they're like, well, you don't think they're going to, work, reconfigure that? Well, they probably will, but then they're probably going to, extend his contract and once again owe him more guaranteed money, right? It's, like they're making fun of Daniel Jones. Well, the Giants can get out after 2 years. The Eagles can't. Okay, so. But I said between this year and next year, we owe those guys some money. Dexter Lawrence and Daniel Jones. However, next year, as of right now, 2020, but we have $44.7 million. Okay, now obviously there's a lot of guys we're missing. I'm going to bring back A'Shawn Robinson. Leonard Williams is not in there. He has some dead cap money. okay, in there, but he's not in there. Sterling Shepard won't be in. I mean, a lot of the wide receivers we wind up signing like 1-year deals. They're not in there. Of course, Saquon Barkley's not in there. We could obviously save some money next season if we could get rid of, if we were to get rid of Mark Lewinsky, possibly draft a guard, or if one of our guard, maybe Bredesen or somebody works out, which we slide them in at the right guard, we can get rid of Lewinsky, okay, next year. And that would save us about $5.7 million, okay? Now, we could also redo you got Andrew Thomas picked up his 5th-year option, which is great. Okay, that's 14.1. But however, if we would extend him, write him to get a nice long contract on him, which that's a no-brainer. That 14.1 next year should want to plummet, and should come down to probably about half of that, $6-7 million. So we can save another, extra bit of money on there. Obviously, there's all different other ways that they can, move money around and everything. But as of right now, next year, the Giants have about 44.7. I said, and they have plenty of options on how to, get extra money if need be. All right. But I said, the way the Giants, have it, it's good and bad with the way they're saying, all these 1-year deals. I mean, it's good and bad. I mean, because if you're not satisfied with the way the guys are, you just okay, yeah, thanks for shopping at Kmart. Have a good one. The bad thing is that you got to keep re-signing these guys. So instead of like signing the guys for a 3-year deal and you bring them in, it's like, yeah, these guys, this guy ain't working out. We really wish we could get rid of them and stuff like that. The 1-year deals are great, right? But, you got to realize when you look at the following year, it's like, man, we got like $70, $80 million. It's that cap money. All right, we're doing pretty good here. But then you realize that like half your team's going to be gone because half your team's all signed a 1-year deal. So you got to, you always got to remember something like that. But I mean, the Giants, as I said, they'll have ways of coming up with, they can come up with some money next year. So the Giants, should be decent. It doesn't look like they're going to have anybody huge that they're going to have to wind up signing next year. I mean, I say because I got Daniel Jones out of the way, Sexy Dexy's out of the way. Saquon, hoping maybe Saquon, if we can sign Saquon to a deal, his money will be in there. We can do something with Andrew Thomas, right? There's things we can do. But I mean, it looks like they'll have some money next year as well. But I mean, this year, as I said, right now they're down to 5.7 million, right? So they still have to sign their top 3. Okay, Banks, Schmitz, and Hyatt. All right. After those 3 guys are signed, obviously we won't have much of anything. If we can do something with Saquon, get him to a long-term deal, hopefully that'll bump back up to $6, $7, $8 million that we'll have, and maybe that would be pretty good to go into the season with. All right, but let's see, where are we at here? Sexy Dexy. All right, here. Okay, so his cap hit this year is 6.6 million. So this is the way it works out here. Okay, his cap hit this year is 6.6. Next year it's 21.9, basically almost 22. His cap hit is 21.4 in 2025. Okay, they have a potential out. Okay, looks like after 3 seasons. Okay. So if they wanted to, they could let him go after 3. I guess it looks like after 3 seasons. Potential out 2026, 3 years, 10.75 million. They have dead cap. Well, if they wanted to, they could get out. After 2025, it looks like, if they wanted to. I'm not sure why they would want to, but if for some reason they want to get a Dexter Lawrence's contract, his cap hit would be 24.4, but they have dead cap on the books of 8.8. So I mean, they would wind up saving themselves, a decent amount of change. They would wind up saving themselves almost about $11 million. Okay, if they were to let him go prior to the 2026 season. So I mean, they could get out after a few years. Okay, but he's an unrestricted free agent. after 2027. Okay. His cap hit in 2026, if he stays on the books, is 24.4, and 23.9 is his cap hit in 2027. Okay. So that's the way that's structured. But, that's it. I mean, they got him for this year, and they could, after 2025, pretty much, get out if they wanted to, if something happened. I mean, I hope not. It would be nice to see the guy ride out his contract and, be a presence on the defensive front for a long time to come. But so his cap finally came out, which is fantastic. He had a $46.5 million guaranteed signing bonus. Okay, and let's see here. Annual per game active bonus. Again, it's $1 million. If he's active for a game, he gets $58,000. It's not bad, not bad at all for the sexy one. Now I also saw. Let's see here. Where are we at? As I said, I got like 300. What do we got? Terrence, did you hear about Chad Johnson calling reporters idiots and defending Hyatt? Oh, good. No, I didn't. No, good. I like Chad. Ocho Cinco. I like him. I like him. I mean, some people don't, maybe he's a little outspoken or whatever. I mean, to change your name to Ocho Cinco, I mean, that's, you got to have some cojones there to change your name for that. But no, I always like him. Good. No, I didn't hear that though. Good. But that'll bring me to let me go there. All right. Why didn't the Giants? I mean, I keep hearing on different things, different like podcasts and this and that, people asking questions to the, a lot of these people I listen to are, they're the ones that follow it. They cover the Giants and stuff like that and all and everything. And one of them I've heard a couple times is, people writing in or questioning and stuff. The Giants didn't draft an edge rusher. You can't get everything. It's a process, right? I mean, if we took an edge in the first round, then we took the cornerback in the second round, and then we took a center in the third round, and then we took a wide receiver I would have to be in the fifth round. They'd be saying, why don't we grab a running back? If we grab, if we didn't grab Hyatt in the third because we wound up with grabbing a center because we need a center. Okay. We didn't grab Hyatt, then we don't have the fourth round picks. And then we take Gray in the fifth round. And they'll be like, why don't we grab a wide receiver? It's a process. You can't, especially the way they traded up. Okay, we got 3 starters. Okay, you can't say Hyatt will be a stone cold right off the bat drop dead starter. You can't say. I mean, if he works his way into it, cool. Let's do it. So you can say the Giants got 2 starters. Pencil Michael Schmidt's in there at center, hopefully for the next 10 years, and hopefully get DeAndre Banks in there, okay, for the next 10 years or whatever. He might be number 2 this year, but if we get rid of Adoree Jackson, slide Banks over to the number 1 cornerback. Hopefully he's there for a long time too. So you got to say with Hyatt, so maybe we didn't get maybe a day 1 starter. Okay, so we only got a couple, but you also they traded up to get Hyatt. Okay, they gave away their 3rd and their 4th round selection to move up. I forgot 16 spots. And if you look at the draft charts, okay, what the value is of each pick and stuff like that, they didn't give up that much. There's different charts. Okay, I always go to Jimmy Johnson's because he's kind of the one that kind of came up with this. He assigned values to each draft pick. Okay. And by the time you get to the 7th round, most of the picks in the 7th round were worth like 1 point. The number 1 overall pick is worth 3,000 points. Okay. But each one is assigned, a value. So where the Giants picked Hyatt at number 73, they went from 89, I think, to 73. They should have gave up their 3rd round pick, according to this chart, their 4th round pick, and probably quite possibly a 5th round pick as well too, just to move up that many spots. For whatever reason, Dable talked, to McVay. All right, I that's what I'm hearing, and because he texted the coach, not the GM of the Rams. He texted the coach, "Would you do this?" And he said, "If we give you our 3rd and our 4th," and apparently it was like, "Yeah." So according to what I'm seeing on the draft charts, the Giants gave up not enough to move up 16 spots to grab Hyatt. They saw the value, which I'm going to go over with these next couple of guys too. They saw the value there. Okay, they jumped up to grab what Hyatt quite possibly could be. I said his minimal route tree. Wasn't deterring the Giants. Right. Once again, it's that the guy can't run it. Well, he didn't run routes maybe at Tennessee, but that means he can't run the routes, or let's bash the guy because he only had 4 or 5 different routes that he ran at Tennessee. Okay, well, that means he can't run any other. He's physically incapable of running these other routes, really, But, I mean, they saw the value there. They jumped up. You can't get everything. Plus, not the matter of fact that, why didn't the Giants grab it was a good tight end class? Why didn't we grab a tight end? Why didn't we grab another inside linebacker? Why didn't we grab an edge rusher? Why didn't we grab, right? But when it came, because we didn't, so we traded up in the 3rd round. So we got Hyatt. So we didn't have a 4th round pick, right? So when the 5th round rolled around, obviously the value they saw with Gray, which it's hard to argue. Okay, the value there. I'm sure they were looking at. They maybe had some edge rushers on their board, maybe in the. But what Gray can come in and do, and be a big time contributor. In the offense. Far or outweighed any edge rusher there. Okay, apparently, like I said, they were outweighed all the cornerbacks and safeties and all that too, right? There's a good deep running back class. They got themselves a running back. They didn't get themselves a tight end. There's a good tight end class, but you can't get everybody. They only had, after all the trading, they only had 7 picks. Okay, once again, it's a process. But then when they came to, let's not forget they did pick up Baldonado. Okay, however, that was after the draft was over. They didn't know. Wasn't like they had a crystal ball. Oh, we're going to get Baldonado as an undrafted free agent because you don't know he's going to want to come to you or not. He may not want to come to you. So the crystal ball ain't doing you nothing with these undrafted free agents. Okay, so but when the 6th round came around, and Trey Hawkins, my God. Where are we at here? Nope. Once again, I do apologize. I got 412 tabs open here, okay? When Trey Hawkins rolled around, okay, in the 6th round, but you also notice that they like to get high RAS scores, the scores for the players, like their height, their weight, their bench, their 40-yard, all that stuff combined, and everything combined. Okay, you look at this freaking guy, 9.82 out of 10. Are you freaking kidding me? In the 6th round? Holy crap! Not to mention, he's from Old Dominion. The thing that killed him was his weight. What was it? 100? I'm trying. It's so freaking small. Was it 198 or 188 pounds? His grade for his weight was a 4.8. Okay, his overall was a 9.82 out of 10, which scored him the 40th cornerback as far as RAS scores out of 2,222 out of 2,222 cornerbacks from 1987 the past 35, 36 drafts, I guess, right? He's number 40. Okay, as far as the RAS score, that doesn't mean he's going to be Deion Sanders. Okay, that doesn't mean he's he's going to be a Hall of Famer or nothing like that. But this score, this is God given. Okay, can we work with that? This is a 6-rounder, guy scoring a 9.82. If he was like 10 pounds heavier, as I said, I'm not sure that's 188 pounds they got him at or 198. I'm not exactly sure. Let me see here. I got his right here. Well, okay, 195. So maybe that was 190. He's 6'3", okay? 6'3", 195 pounds again. But I mean, if he was like 10 pounds heavier, his RAS score could have been like a 9.95, 9.9 something or whatever. If he was just about 10 pounds heavier. I mean, his score is just unbelievable, right? Now, obviously he came from, Old Dominion. So 2020 was the virus, so he did not participate. But I mean, 2021 he played in 13 games. 2022 he played in 12. He had 100 tackles between the two seasons. Okay, he had a couple interceptions, but the possibility of what you could possibly have here is I don't want to say off the charts, but you got a good with the athletic ability and everything, the size and height and all that, and I mean, this is almost like a no-brainer. I mean, to pass up on a Trey Hawkins, what he's got here, the height, this score, in the 6th round. I said, man, if he doesn't work his way onto you stash that guy on the practice squad, okay. Hopefully they protect him on the practice, and you work with him, right? And maybe not this year, maybe next year, whatever. But the possibilities. Trey Hawkins is, okay. Then you go to Jordan Riley too. All right. Now, once again, it's the kind of like the George Young, and even Shane said kind of the same thing. He said, he's like, when you walk onto the field and you look at this guy, it's like you just kind of like ooh, that's a big dude, But George Young, the official first GM of the Giants, okay? There was a GM kind of / GM, Andy Robustelli, who was with the Giants, okay, in the 70s, okay? But it's the first one to be officially anointed general manager of the New York Football Giants was George Young in 1979. He kind of had a thing. It was kind of like there's only so many human beings on the face of the earth that are 6'5", 330, 340 pounds who can actually play defensive lineman, right? What we got? Hawkins is going to be oh man, I tell you, I mean, that score is just crazy. 6'3". That's what I'm saying. That's right. I mean, and the beauty of it, we don't need him. It's not like, oh, let's just, he's gonna be a starter. I mean, yeah, you want to get him on the field, but he doesn't have to be. He doesn't, because we have our 2 starters. So if he has to, ease his way into the lineup or whatever, take him a year or so, whatever. Okay, cool. I mean, cheap. I mean, the ceiling on him could be like, I mean, we got some good possibility with him. And I said, same thing with Jordan Riley. I mean, you're not going to get much out of the passing game from him. I'm passing him, the pass rush out of him, but I'm saying the what he represents or presents in the 7th round, 6'5", 330, 340. Okay. There's only so many human beings on the face of the earth that are that high, that tall, that big, that can play defensive line. Right? If you put 330 on me, I'm not even moving. I'm never going to be 6 foot tall. Some people are 6'5", can't be 330. Some people are 330, can't be 6 feet. I mean, but the combination of all, it's tough to pass on somebody like him. Then we also go to Owens too. Okay. Now it's the same freaking thing with Owens. I mean, you look at his score. I mean, he was a 9.21. A couple of things brought him down. One was his height. Okay. There's nothing he can do about that. Another thing they hit him for is his weight. Okay, they have him here on the RAS, 193 pounds. If he was like 10 pounds heavier or so, right, his score would probably go up a little bit, right? So, but it's a 9.21, 9.2 in the 7th round. Okay, same thing here. He scored a 9.21 out of a possible 10. This ranked him 78th out of 974 free safeties in the last, I guess, 36 drafts, it looks like, from 87 to 2023. Okay. 78th, 9.21. I said, if you put 10 more pounds on the guy, he's probably 9.4, 9.5, somewhere around there. I mean, another thing was his bench. Okay. I mean, when you're out there being a free safety, it's the difference between you breaking up a pass and not breaking up a pass is not the fact that you only did 15 on the bench. Well, you did 15 on the bench, if he did at least 20 on the bench, he probably would have had enough strength to jump up and knock the ball. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing, dude. Absolutely nothing, okay? What the 9.21 represents, the possibilities, okay? It's the same thing here. Once again, I got 312,000 tabs up. Here we go, okay? Houston, okay, what do we had? 74 tackles this past season, okay? Let's see. He had 4 interceptions. Okay. He played all 12 games this season, 13 games as your juniors. His freshman season looked like he played 12 games. He played in a lot of games. Okay. It's the same thing with him. Okay. He looks like he's good in the return game too. Okay. He returned some punts. Well, it looks like he returned 1 punt, okay, but possibility, special teamer, all right. But what you want on special teams is good athletes, right? Now to get somebody to that, the value of a 9 point, possibly a 2-1, is crazy, okay. In the 7th round, so same thing there. What he wound up representing, the possibilities of what he represented, okay, in the 7th round was just kind of like. Maybe kind of off the charts. So to look at what he had, and then probably if you compared like maybe all the edge rushers, whatever other edge rushers are, available in that round. I mean, I'm sure the RAS score was not that fantastic. Okay, so I mean, so it's the thing was, why didn't they get an edge rusher? You can't. Once again, it's a process. They filled in some holes this season. Next year, give them another season, they'll fill in some more holes. Okay, it's just a process, right? But I mean, some of the values that they got, I said, with Cray in the 5th round, the running back, good runner. Not, he's not somebody's going to, just get in a hole and gone, right? Something he can be caught from behind, and in the pros, he'll get caught from behind. Okay, but. If he was one of those that in the hole he was gone and nobody would catch him, he's not there in the 5th round. Somebody's taking him in the 2nd round, right? Good hands, right? Does decent in pass protection, okay? Good runner. He's got north and south. He has a couple good moves where he can make defenders miss, and all. The value in the 5th round was just too much, you're not going to get that probably from an edge rusher in the 5th round. Once again, we didn't have a 4th round pick. Okay. We lost our 4th round to move up in the 3rd round to grab Hyatt because of the possibility of Hyatt, right? I said, now we got ourselves a center, right? I'm just saying, this is not, that's so much. Why didn't we grab an edge rusher? But why didn't we grab a tight end, an edge rusher, an inside linebacker, right? You only got 7 picks. That's all you can do, right? It's a process. So maybe next year we'll get another edge rusher, right? We can also get another edge rusher too. Maybe a free agency next year. Well, but we'll have to wait and see. But there's all kinds of reasons why they didn't get how come we didn't get a guard? How come we didn't get a tackle and a safety and a corner and an inside linebacker, an edge rusher and a defensive linebacker and a running back? How come we get a backup quarterback? I mean, you can't get everybody. It is what it is. But that's why you also, you got the undrafted free agents too. Now, I said, if you want up looking now, unfortunately, right? I mean, with the Giants, their depth chart. I mean, they do have Ellerson Smith there. Now the thing is with him, you don't know if he can stay on the field. I mean, Tolman Fox, okay, undrafted free agent. Let's see where we at here. All right. And we brought Jihad Ward back. You're not going to get much in the pass game from him. Okay. Let's see here. Obviously, Oshane, we brought them. We also brought Oshane Ximines back. All right. As I said, he's not going to be anything unbelievable, phenomenal, but we brought him back. I said, Ellison Smith, if he can stay healthy, who knows? But I said, well, let me interested to see what Baldonado can do. All right. Do we need better depth? Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, Tobin Fox is okay, but he's not going to be raising havoc in the backfield. You would like to somewhere along the line, obviously, yes, get another top flight edge rusher. Now I know Ngakwe's out there, Floyd's out there, but I mean, these guys are going to want double digits per year. You know what I mean? And I think it's just a little too rich for the Giants right now. So you can't fill every spot. Okay, you could if you were the Eagles. You just bring everybody in, and you just wind up signing them to, these small contracts. But you have to pay these guys sooner or later. The Eagles just kick the can down the road. That's how they get all these good players on their team, right? But that's one of the reasons why the Giants didn't get an edge or another inside linebacker or a tight end. They got good value picks where they're at. They did a very, very good job, especially in the 6th and 7th round. They did a very, I'm very anxious to see what Owens can do and Hawkins can do. Okay. You don't expect too much from Jordan Riley other than just, plugging up the inside as far as in the run game. All right. But then finally, I also saw the Giants actually, and Peter King actually gave the Giants a little bit of love here. The Giants didn't quite crack the top 10. Okay. As far as, the power rankings. Now, I don't go too deep or heavily or whatever into these power rankings because especially during the middle of the season. It's like the Giants just say the Giants are 15. Okay, they play the Panthers. The Giants win. Okay, now the Giants are 13. Yeah, well, no kidding. Yeah, they won, so they got better. Well, then when they lose the next week to the Cowboys, now they're back to 15 again. Yeah. I don't do too much into the power rank, especially week to week. You win, you go up, you lose, you go back. It's like, yeah, okay, the power rank. If you're doing this at the end of the season, you got that thing in your hand, you're kissing that baby, and you're holding that Lombardi trophy up. That's all I care about, right? But it was kind of interesting because in the past, I don't know what, whatever. 4, 5, 7. The Giants got no love whatsoever as far as power ranking, especially when Shermer was there, McAdoo was there, Judge. Even when the Giants, after Judge's first season, when at the last half of the first season he was there, they went 5-3. They started 1-7, and I'm like, yeah, here we go again. But they finished 5-3. I'm like, oh man, they went 5-3 in the last 8 games. So I'm thinking the next season their power ranking would be at least something. They went 5-3. They went on the road. They beat Seattle, Russell Wilson on the road, right? Okay, maybe we'll be at least number 15, 16, like right in the middle of the pack. No, we were back in the 20s once again, the power rankings. I said we never get any love whatsoever. So it was just nice to see somebody gave the Giants a little bit of love. Peter King put us at number 11 in the power rankings. Now, where the heck has he got? He's got the Eagles number 1. I disagree with that. They lost the Super Bowl. They choked. They ain't number 1. Get the out of here. Absolutely not. He's got the Chiefs number 2. Well, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. So the Chiefs, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So if you lose the Super Bowl, you're not number 1. I'm sorry. You lost some guys. Your draft stinks. Just like you drafted some backup player. Get the heck out of here. You lost some of your offensive, defensive coordinator, I believe. Get the heck out of here. Nah, you ain't number 1. No way. You're going to have a tougher schedule this year. You got very lucky last year. The Eagles had hardly any injuries whatsoever. Nah, they ain't number 1. I can't even, this pisses me off so much. So he's got the Chiefs at number 2. And he's got the Bengals at number 3. Okay, the 49ers at number 4. You got to have the 49ers up there. Then, of course, you got the Bills. Hard to argue with that. Very hard to argue with that. Okay, that top 5. Okay. Then he's got the Lions. Holy make you. He's got the Lions at number 6. Okay, so I'm not so sure about that. I'm not in total love with the draft they had. They drafted a running back. in the first round. They could have got possibly in the second round. They drafted the linebacker, a very good linebacker. But I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Then he's got the Ravens at number 7. Okay, the Ravens are number 7. The last I checked, the Giants beat the Ravens last year, didn't they? Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, last time I checked, huh? But he's got the Ravens and the Giants. All right. He's got the Dolphins at number 8. He's got the Jets at number 9, and he's got the Cowboys at number 10. I mean, it's hard to, and the Giants are number 11. He's got the Seahawks though at number 12. Interesting. Seahawks beat the Giants last year. I mean, every year's a different year. I get it. But it's hard to argue with the Cowboys being in front of the Giants. The Giants haven't beat the Cowboys in I don't know what, the last 84 years or something. So it's hard to argue that the Giants are better than the Cowboys. But he's got the Giants at number 11 overall. So that's pretty impressive. Usually, I mean, as I said, the past bunch of years, this is Peter King. I mean, he's very, very knowledgeable. He's about 1,000 years old. He's been watching football a long time. Very, very intelligent, smart. He knows his stuff. So to have him say the Giants are number 11 doesn't mean the Giants are going to the playoffs. Doesn't mean the Giants are going to have it doesn't mean none of that. But what he thinks of the Giants, at least at number 11, that's a thumbs up. What we got? He's scared the Lions will eat his leg. Yeah. I tell you what, when Campbell, I mean, we're going to bite your kneecaps off. I mean, I'm like, I never heard a coach say that before. Yeah, we're going to come in and we're going to, we're going to play football for 60 minutes. And if we don't win, or what we got to do? We're going to win. Right? We're going to bite your kneecaps off. Whatever we got to do to win. Okay. All right. I mean, they didn't start off very good last year, but the Giants caught them in the second half of the season, right? They got to give the Lions, the Lions, the first game of the season was a really good game. Unfortunately, the Eagles won week 1, but the Eagles went and played in Detroit. I was like, I don't know, it was 35-32 or something like that. Really good game. The Eagles went ahead. Lions came back. Right, the Eagles just held them off there right at the end. It was a very entertaining, exciting game. The Eagles wound up winning, but I mean, so the Lions played pretty good all year long. Especially in the second half of the season. Especially, I mean, they got the Giants. Hey, tip your cap to them. The Giants had 3 turnovers. Right, we missed like 37 extra points. I think it was really windy. Gano couldn't, he kept missing. He missed the 2 extra points, I think it was, because of the wind. You see him kick the ball, and the ball, wouldn't have mattered if he made the extra points or not. The Lions were, were the better team that day, especially because, they played error-free football. But, I mean, as I said, so he's got the Lions in it. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But you'll notice you got the Lions up there. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood's not there anymore, so the Packers are kind of down there, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, but the Giants can be playing a tough schedule, right? Tough schedule. That's coming out. I think I just heard not the Giants. Some of the games are going to be coming out tomorrow night. They throw a couple nuggets at you. I'm not sure how much. I don't know if it's going to be like the first week, the first couple weeks, or they're going to maybe dish out maybe like some primetime games or so, or maybe with the 2 first Monday night football games. But they're supposed to have a few nuggets coming out tomorrow night. Okay, and then the whole rest of the schedule Thursday, I guess 8:00 or so, will be unveiled, however you want to pronounce that word. So that'll be coming out. So, but tomorrow night, we'll see if it has any indication with the Giants wind up playing. I think Monday night is 9/11, and you got the Giants and the Jets got to play each other somewhere along the line. Unfortunately, the Giants are the home team. Whoopie-do. I was kind of hoping the Jets have been the home team, because the Giants have 8 home games, 9 on the road. So I was kind of hoping that one of those road games would be against the Jets, right? Because they both play in the same stadium. But the Giants are the home team, but they got to play each other. So, I mean, if it's on 9/11, right? I mean, that would be, because you're going to have 2. I love, oh, man, freaking love it. I love it. Monday night, first two football games. Oh, man, it's so beautiful. I love it. I mean, what, 8 o'clock, the early, or one, and then you got the later, or 7 or 8 o'clock, the first one start, whatever. Then you got the one after that, the second one after that. Man, that's beautiful. But they might want to play each other. I mean, these rumors you hear, right? But so apparently tomorrow night they're supposed to dish out some, I guess, a few of the games, and then the rest of the schedule will be dished out on Thursday. So we'll have a lot to talk about then. But I'll be back tomorrow. So, guys, it's been 44. Almost 45 minutes. You shoot my mouth off. Well, Terrence, as always, buddy, good talking to you. Good talking to you. So if anybody spent any time watching me, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. If anybody spends any time watching a replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, that sounded horrible. Woo! Oh, yeah. That sounded better.